Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru. And
I'm gonna kill you in an elevator.
why an elevator? Because the movie's set in an elevator?
Yes.
Oh, man. It's going down. So, we just watched the latest Hulu Into the Dark episode, their Valentine's Day episode.
Yep.
Which is why you're seeing this episode on Valentine's Day. Oh my god. Which is called Down, and it is about a man and a woman trapped in an elevator for 90 minutes, and some thrilling shit happens.
Yeah. This is definitely This is not a supernatural one.
No.
It's a pure,
This is
tense
a suspense thriller with a lot of gory conclusions.
with a lot of blood.
It gets pretty bloody by the end of it.
Yeah, and
bloody's probably better than gory. You don't seeing entrails, but you are seeing a lot of blood in it.
I would have liked to have seen entrails, but I mean,
there's a point in which you could have, and they didn't. It would have been cool.
Yeah.
This was directed by Daniel Stamm, or Stem, the guy who directed The Last Exorcism, which is a movie that we're an apologist for. We love those. I'm
not an apologist for that movie. I love that movie. I don't apologize for it. It didn't do nothing wrong.
Well, what I mean is that most people hate the movie. So.
Yeah, most people do hate the movie. Even though I fucking loved it. I just don't get it. People are like, oh my god, the exorcism should have been real. And I'm like, but that's what the whole movie's leading up to.
It's a philosophical difference. Some people preferred the movie without the ending, and others, like us, saw what the movie was doing leading up to the ending. So.
Well, yeah. Well, it's one of those, it's it not to talk too much about it, but it's the true horror of that movie is it's all real. That's
spoilers for The Last Exorcism.
Yeah, spoilers for The Last Exorcism. Satan rises at the end.
There is no Satan in this movie other than the metaphorical Satan.
Yeah, the metaphorical bad guy.
Which, if I were going to compare this directly to another movie, the most obvious comparison is Devil. And
this is way better than Devil.
Better. This is so much better.
Way better than Devil.
Devil was just, oh man, Devil could have been good, but it just...
How to put it, man? I'm sorry. 10 little Indians in an elevator, that's too much. That's too many people.
It is a lot. Trying to do essentially a Poseidon adventure, but in an elevator. An elevator's too small to do in a Poseidon adventure in.
Yeah.
B,
what's gonna happen?
The satanic twist of the movie, if you want to call it that, because it is called Devil.
Yeah.
The satanic twist of the movie is so heavy-handed that, I think even Christians are watching the movie going oh my god, the devil, really?
Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what was wrong. If that elevator had literally gone into hell, then I would have been okay. All right.
But what I like about this movie is it's really stripped down. It's just two people in an elevator and them talking for most of the movie, getting to know each other until shit goes down. And it's tense, it's suspenseful. The main characters have great chemistry with one another.
Yeah, it's mainly a dialogue movie.
Absolutely. And I also liked that simple things like the elevator wasn't a boring elevator. They actually designed a pretty cool looking elevator for this to happen in, but it's a believable elevator.
Yeah.
But it's not boring elevator you have to stare at with white walls the entire movie.
Exactly. And that adds so much. I mean, it could, the point at which the lights in the elevator turn red,
I liked that, yeah.
Okay,
because what I liked about it was that's when the fluorescent lights started stuttering because of the storm and the elevator just fucked up. And the warning lights, the red warning lights turn on.
Yeah.
But because the fluorescent lights aren't quite working, it makes it all look red, which is really beautiful.
Yeah. Gets the point across.
Well, also, this movie has, a lot of really cool visual metaphors. When they're in the elevator, it's one of those elevators that has, one of those, ads for the building right next to it. Inside of it, where there's, a little video playing of, random advertisements that were sold to whatever the building company is. And one of it is of, this couple on this, idyllic vacation in the middle of, the Bahamas or some shit.
Yeah. So you have a story about a man and woman trapped in an elevator, and within a little box in the elevator is a man and a woman.
And much like the image in there, not everything is quite as it seems as the movie goes on, because you find out some characters are lying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know if we could talk about...
Not yet. We don't need to talk about the spoilers just yet, because I think there's enough that's really awesome about the movie before we get to that.
Okay, cool.
I like how likable both characters are leading up to it. Like, they really humanize them at the beginning of the movie. You have...
very quickly.
When the girl is, like, trying to text her ex-boyfriend, but decides not to because... Or ex-fiance, really.
Yeah, you find out it's ex-fiance, but, like, obviously she is... messaging the man in her life.
Yeah, I think her name is Jennifer, and her ex-fiance's name is Derek, and she's got like this text message, and she's like rewriting it and stuff at the beginning. But the building's closing down, so she's got to leave, and she wants to catch a flight so she can surprise him in New York or something.
Yeah.
Which puts a little bit of a ticking clock in what ends up happening in the movie. And then you have the guy who's like getting ready to like. Here's the thing. He's getting ready to leave, but like he ends up spilling water on himself, so he ends up like playing with this like
he takes
dryer.
The water dryer,
and it's like a little goofy, and it's a little like rom-com-y, and you're just like, okay, I like that this guy isn't so uptight that he's above doing something like that.
Yeah,
you know, so that you really like the characters when they get into the elevator. Is the cat meowing?
He'll be fine.
Nothing is perfect right now. I've got a cold. It's pouring down rain out there, and now the cat's meowing. That's making videos in the Count Jackula household.
Yep, that's the way it is. Hot time living in the city.
I also thought like just the way the movie was just shot was really compelling.
Oh yeah.
You know, like there's nice tense moments and like nice building of tension, even when there's just two people talking to each other.
Oh yeah.
Just the subtle way the camera's moving and stuff.
Well written, well shot.
Absolutely.
Well staged. Everything worked.
Man, what else do I want to bring up? I also liked in the movie every time I had a question about the logic of what was going on, the movie always provided a good answer.
Yep.
You know, like you'd have a moment where you're just like, oh shit, well, usually you should like press the emergency button there, and then like they try it and it doesn't work. The console's not working, and like, okay, well, try using your cell phone. Oh, like we don't have no service in here because we're almost to the parking level, so we're under all the cement,
concrete. Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, well, what about the other security guards? Well, one of them had to go do a thing with his girlfriend, and the other one I volunteered to take his shifts, and so like.
You know, so they do a really good job of establishing that no one is coming for these people.
And, like, it's closing for Valentine's Day and President's Day weekend. So it's like a 3-day weekend that everyone in the building has off. So other than the security guards, if they're not there, no one else is in the building.
Yep.
So they're going to be stuck there for 3-4 days.
Yep.
I like that it actually, even though it was going to be a 3-4 day thing, it actually addressed things like, well, eventually you have to pee, right?
Yeah.
You know, it actually had scenes of that happening and the uncomfortableness around that. I like that you actually buy the two leads because it's a Valentine's Day movie. So eventually they start to fancy one another, and I like that you really buy it.
Oh yeah, no, you totally buy it.
What else can we talk about? I think we're about to reach the spoilers.
Yeah, we are, because, like, that, how to put it, like, the first half of the movie is just getting to know these two people.
Yeah, you're getting to know the characters for a good, like, 40 minutes, and you don't feel bored the entire time.
No, because it really is, it's a very natural, like, back and forth between these two, as you learn more about each of them.
Absolutely. And the second half is learning what it turns out was not quite true about the first half. So I recommend this movie. If you have Hulu, definitely check it out. So far, every episode of this Into the Dark series I've watched, I've enjoyed.
Yeah, I think the only one we haven't seen is New Year's Eve.
We haven't seen New Year, New You, which is the New Year's Eve one, and we haven't seen The Body, which is the first one, the Halloween one.
Right.
Which we're going to see eventually, but we're kind of playing catch up right now. We're both working on videos of various forms, and so between that and getting colds and shit, it's been hard to catch up with all the vlogs. Yeah. Unfortunately. But new content is coming, and more vlogs are coming, and if you're watching this, then we got this up, so yay! There's really no Amazon affiliate link for me to put here because it's a Hulu thing, so just go to Hulu if you have it and watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that said, let us move on to the spoilers.
Get your hand out my face! All right. So I think the first spoiler is it's a pressure cooker story.
Yes.
But the whole thing is basically imagine an entirely abusive relationship that starts and ends within an elevator.
Yeah. You see the entirety of a relationship form over the course of these 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, and it goes from the sweet meet up to who you think the guy is to, oh my god, no, he's an abusive fucking asshole.
Well, yeah, I love it because it follows all the right steps. You have they have a cute meet, like a romantic comedy. It's it's adorable. They get to know each other, but they're both still not quite over their exes and stuff like that. Yeah. But then, they realize that, hey, we're here and we're getting to know each other and we kind of like each other. Okay. And then things start getting a little sexual where they start exchanging sexy stories and then they get turned on and then they have sex. But then after they have sex, the other shoe starts to drop and the veil that one of them is wearing, which would happen to be the guy.
Yep.
Who I believe his name initially, what he tells us, is Guy.
Guy, yeah.
But as the movie goes on, we find out his name is actually John. And it turns out that the accountant that he is claiming to be, he is not. He may have been at one point, but right now he is the security guard of the building. And he has basically been stalking the girl, Jennifer, for
months. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's been planning a way to basically force her to talk to him because she does not believe she would give him the time of day if he actually tried to ask her out.
Yeah.
So this is incel psychopath guy.
Well, it's more like pickup artist psychopath.
More like pickup artist, yeah.
And one of the things I really like is up until the point that shoe drops, first of all, they do a really good job of, one of them is going to turn out to be something.
Yeah, something's wrong with one of them. You're not sure which.
And up until the 40-minute mark, you're really unsure which it is because anything that could lead to one of them leads to both of them.
Well, because you have that possibility, and you also have the other possibility that maybe there's a third party somewhere in the building.
Yeah.
That you're not aware of yet, and so you're trying to figure out which it's going to be.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out which way the movie is fucking.
And the first hints you give is when the guy starts his facade starts to break a bit when he's telling that sexy story.
Yeah.
He's really charming and laughing and telling all these great jokes the entire time, but then when he starts telling his sexy story after she told hers, after a certain part of the story, he stops smiling, and he continues telling the story, but it's a sexy story, and so it feels weird, his reaction.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, well, is he just uncomfortable? What is it? And I like the actor, because the actor does a really good job.
The actor was really good, yeah.
His transition from charming guy to complete and utter abusive psychopath is flawless.
Yeah, and it turns out that the story he's telling is 100% true.
Yes. But
it directly relates to his social downfall.
Because it turns out that he used to be an accountant. He used to be a rich accountant who would fucking, bang out these great deals with these big agencies and make millions of money and then go and bang the sexy girl at work.
Yep.
after work hours. And he was actually telling a story that was one of those sexy girls from work that he fucked, but he doesn't tell the full story until the end, in which you find out that he gets into a car accident.
Yeah.
And she ends up dying, and he ends up in jail, and when he gets out of jail, he loses his accounting job, and a lot of the money he had in savings ends up getting eaten up, and he ends up having to lower himself in his own mind into being a security guard. Which is actually kind of amazing they let an ex-con be a security guard in the first place at a building like this, but...
Well, yeah.
Because when you're dealing with security, usually ex-cons are the first people they don't want. They usually want ex-cops.
Yeah, unless it's one of those situations where it was probably, I've seen a lot of situations where it's like a private security firm and
that would make sense. Yeah, if it's a private security firm, that might make sense.
Yeah,
or if he was a bouncer.
Yeah, also because it wasn't premeditated murder.
True.
He might get. They make it very clear that it was an accident. He might have been at fault for the accident, but he didn't
There's also a hint that it was after a party, so he was probably a little
drunk. Yeah, he's probably drinking while driving. That's probably
while having sex.
Yeah, so that was probably the felony, and a manslaughter charge is not as bad as
because he only got 6 months, so it wasn't
Yeah. That's a manslaughter charge, at
But his life was ruined, and he wanted to, as he explains, like, be the top dog again.
Yeah.
So we got to play the character of what he used to be when he meets this girl, and so she can get to know him and all that stuff. But the problem is that ultimately he's telling a lie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what he used to be, but it's not who he is now.
Yeah.
And the worst part is that you watch him, and you watch him, like, talk to her as the top dog character that he's playing, and you're going, like, if you still were the security guard and you approached her like that, she might actually like you, because you're not an uncharming dude.
Yeah. But the problem is, as it goes,
he's got a demon inside.
Yeah. He's a psychopath.
Yep.
It's just that he hasn't become murderous up until this point.
Absolutely. Which makes sense. I mean, there's many sociopathic, fucking accounting people.
A lot of fucking crazy people who
working in shit like Wall Street and stuff.
Oh God, yeah. So basically, you've got this situation where up until there's a point after which the guy becomes absolutely fucking irredeemable.
Oh, geez,
but they keep playing your sympathies of both characters the entire fucking movie.
That's something I actually really loved about the movie, that even when he was completely over the realm of being redeemable in any way, you're still feeling bad for him as he's recounting his tales, like, you still feel bad. You're just like, oh man, that's a tough break, it's like, and she is too, even though he's like beating her at this point, like,
yes. And that's what I mean by it's an abusive relationship that starts and ends in an elevator,
and it ends for the reason many relationships end. Someone turns out to be abusing and lying and cheating the entire time. The entire relationship was started under false pretenses, and it's so tragic, because you're just like, nah, dude, like, you probably could have gotten her to say yes if you were just yourself.
Yeah.
But the problem is that his true face is also like this sad, pathetic child that's crying all the time.
He's this fucking, he's this fucking psychopath. All he wants to do is be the top dog, and having her as part of that.
And what's really cool to watch is watching her fend him off and, like, try to fight him over the course of the movie, because she makes really two major mistakes throughout the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And they're basically the same mistake, just at different instances.
Yep.
And that's that she has a habit of choosing to let her other shoe drop way too early.
Yeah.
Because she'll sometimes try to play into his delusion in order to try to get him to help her get out. But then, like, the moment, like, she's like, for example, they try to get up through the top of the elevator and she gets up onto the top. And then the moment she's on top and he can't because he has no one to boost up to get up there.
Yeah.
She flips him off and it's just like, fuck you, I'm leaving. And you're just like, nah, you should have waited until you were fucking through the elevator doors up there and on the actual floor, because now he's going to try to climb up.
Yeah. Now he's going to come up. Yeah, well, it's an interesting thing the film does, because every time she does something deceitful is when she's dragged back
into
down.
the elevator, yeah. Which makes it a great title.
Down. And so, like, it's kind of getting across the, like, no, don't say anything, don't look for justice, just get out.
Yep.
Just leave.
And it gets fucking brutal, man.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's a point where she has an opportunity to, like, actually torture him, and she feels too bad for him, so she doesn't.
Oh, that's a great scene, though.
He deserves it. Like,
yeah, but it's such a great scene. It's such a great scene, because it does not go where it would normally go, and I apprecited that.
And he's also a guy that's a lot of talk. Because there's a moment where he has the upper hand, and he's like flaunting like taking her gifts and opening them up and like smoking the cigar she was getting for her fiance, her ex-fiance, and stuff like that, and like taunting in her face and stuff like that. But the moment she has the upper hand, he's like crying baby.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a whimpering fucking mess.
Yeah.
So that when you reach the end of the movie and she finally gets the upper hand and finally defeats him, it's very satisfying, because this fucker deserved it.
Oh God, yeah. And for a movie that starts out with only two people, this movie does have a higher body count than I was expecting.
I know. Yeah, there's some people who come and try to help them through the elevator, and they don't make it.
Yeah. This is really too bad.
I almost don't want to spoil how one of them dies, because it's the best kill in the movie.
It is. It is. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I really liked it.
I really
up.
did. Down is excellent, and so far this is turning out to be better holiday-based segments than the movie Holidays.
Yeah.
Which
like,
I like that movie, but like I feel like
that movie had like 2 really good segments.
Well, the problem is a lot of them felt really half-baked, whereas I feel like every single movie they've done that I've seen so far, I haven't seen The Body, so I haven't seen New Year, New You, so I can't speak for those two.
Right.
But every one I've seen so far have been really fully realized.
Yeah.
You know,
Despite
like,
the fact that the Thanksgiving one feels more like a Father's Day one.
Yeah,
but
that
at
one,
least, like,
yeah.
But it does feel like a complete movie.
It was a complete movie, even if I felt like they chose the wrong holiday for it.
Yeah.
You know? But like, this one, they chose the right holiday.
Oh, God,
like,
yeah.
Because like, choosing to make this like little like mini deconstruction of a relationship inside of an elevator, that's a really great concept. And then turning that into a horror thriller, even better concept, you know?
yeah, because like how to put it, so far each one that we've seen has been as good as the best of Holidays.
Yeah.
You know, like, because the ones I really liked from Holidays were the Holidays, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, yeah.
That was a fun one. The other one was Easter. Oh, no, St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
Patrick's Day is my favorite.
Yeah.
With the snakes.
Yeah,
That
was great.
Awesome.
That was great, yeah. there was some good segments in that.
Yeah. But then you get, like, the Father's Day segment, which really drops the ball at the last 30 seconds.
Mother's Day.
And Mother's Day was just... That was another one that dropped the ball.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And it looks like the next one that's coming for this, is it an Easter one?
I don't know if it's Easter or St. Patrick's Day.
Well, that's the weird thing, because I was expecting something a little more St. Patrick's-y if it was St. Patrick's Day, but it looks like it's pagan monster things.
But the word green is in the title.
That's a good point.
So,
Tree. So maybe it's St. Patrick's Day and it's fairy folk.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
I know it's coming March 1st, so it's something like that.
Yeah, this also
that would make, if it's March 1st, then it's probably St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Unless this is one of those years where like fucking Easter happens in the middle of March, which maybe it is. I don't know. 40 days after the first full fucking moon in spring.
I wonder if they're gonna do an April Fool's one.
What would the April Fool's one be, though?
I have no idea.
I'm kind of hoping. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see what they do. Where can they find you, Count Jackula?
Well, you can find me on YouTube. I'm Count Jackula. You remember me. You can subscribe to my channel. You can also subscribe to me follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Instagram is Satanic Jackula. You'll be able to find that. And, of course, I have a Twitch channel.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And
you sometimes play games on that.
I sometimes play games on that.
Cool.
And most important thing is that every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I stream here on YouTube. And I also stream on Sunday, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, also here on YouTube. But follow me on Twitch anyway, because that's when I just randomly play video games and talk to people.
So you've been playing a lot of Darkest Dungeon lately.
Yes.
The real Depression Quest.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, I finally just got to the Darkest Dungeon.
Oh, man.
Like, fucking finally, everyone died. Everyone fucking died.
That sounds about right for that game.
Yeah, and so I'm sitting there going, like, I don't know if I'm... What's this final boss gonna be, man? What's gonna happen? Ugh.
Y'all know me. I'm the horror guru. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch at the Horror Guru, and Facebook. Look up Blood Splattered Cinema or the Horror Guru. You'll find me all there.
Him. Say at the Horror Guru. You can find him on YouTube, Twitch, the whole damn thing.
That's one of my favorite Jaws quotes. Y'all know me. Okay, so once again, if you want to watch this movie, it is a Hulu original movie, part of the series Into the Dark. Check it out, and I guess catch you in the next vlog or video. I forgot to say peace out.